Listen, what happened to that call to Brock? All right, keep trying. Yeah. Listen, something else. You call the paper and get Jackie Templeton. You tell her that I want her in my office now.
You look ready to kill someone.
Oh, sorry, love. I didn't hear you come in.
Am I interrupting something?
No, not yet.
I was just shopping and I thought I'd pop in and say hello.
Look, I can't take you to lunch, love. Sorry.
Well, that's all right. I'm having lunch with Senior later on at the gatehouse. Is something annoying you?
Well, that's putting it mildly. You read the paper this morning?
No, I was in a hurry. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Jackie Templeton's written this article about Brock, claiming that he is the patron saint of Port Charles and out to expose corruption.
Oh, and who does he say is corrupt?
Rick Weber.
Rick Weber? Robert, that's preposterous.
Well, it's all here in the story. She claims that Rick accepted a bribe from one of Brock's employees.
Well, this is ridiculous. You certainly don't believe it, do you?
Of course I don't. The point is, though, that this is a criminal offense. I mean, why wasn't this office informed of it?
Have you asked?
I've been trying to get through to Brock all morning. His line's busy. However, I did call the paper. Jackie Templeton's coming in for a little questioning.
Questions that she won't answer. She'll hide behind her usual excuse that she won't reveal her sources.
No problem. It's all there in the story. I mean, she quotes Brock all the way through it.
Can you go after him?
I can try. Look, he was a private citizen, accusing one of these city commissioners of a criminal offense. Add to that the fact that he's aided and abetted by a journalist with rather questionable principles. Damn right I'm going after them. Okay. Well, keep me posted. Thank you. Sorry about that. Well, some story, huh?
It's revolting. I don't believe one word of it.
Alas, a lot of readers will.
Yes, but it's nonsense. In the first place, Rick Weber isn't that kind of man. And in the second place, what would he want with the bride? I mean, he's not exactly poor.
Well, excuse me, love. Yeah. Oh, she is she? Listen, give me a minute, will you, then send her in. Poison Pen Templeton's here.
In that case, I'll make a quick exit. But, you know, she won't give you an inch.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to crack this case in spite of her. You know what really galls me here? I have a lot of real police work to do in this place. I mean, I've got numerous other cases, I've got this Campbell business, and now I have this mess to contend with.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
For the record, I am here under protest.
Noted.
But it seemed a lot easier than stalling you.
A lot easier for both of us. Now, do you care to explain that story in the paper this morning?
Robert, what do I have to explain? Brock gave me a good story, and I printed it.
Did he show you any proof of his allegations?
That's privileged information.
I want an answer. Now, who is this woman that gave Rick a bribe, allegedly?
She is an employee of Brock's, and I make it perfectly clear in my story.
And how do I find her?
I have no idea.
Well, doesn't that bother you just a little bit that you can't produce the key witness who's the essence of your whole story?
She's not my concern. I wrote what Brock claimed and proved. That's the extent of my responsibility.
Yeah, well, just hang on to your notes and tapes. The judge may want to have a look at them.
And if I refuse?
You've heard of contempt of court.
Oh, yes, Robert, I know what contempt is very well. It's that familiar feeling I get every time I'm around you.
It's also what a judge will cite you with if you don't hand over your notes.
I'll take my chances. May I go?
One more thing.
What?
Stay in touch.
Stay in touch. Don't be shy, Commissioner. Press is always available to you.
Greg was one of my all-time favorites. Whew. Was she her usual cooperative self?
Of course, but then again, I didn't expect much else.
Tell me, Robert, have you talked to the mayor? You know, I've been wondering about what his position will be on all this.
Yeah, I spoke to Lee briefly this morning. Unfortunately, we never had time to get into it.
Yeah, but you will later.
Tomorrow. Tied up for the rest of the day on some speech he's got to give tonight.
You know, that story really puts the mayor on the spot. After all, he is responsible for the people he's appointed, and Rick Weber is one of his appointees.
Yeah, I know. But hopefully when we discuss this again, I'll have something a little more solid for it.
I know what you mean. Then maybe by tomorrow you can talk to Brock.
Well, I've been trying to get through to the guy for the last few hours.
What about that woman, Ginny Baker?
I want to talk to Blake. I want to talk to her, too. That reminds me. Listen, have you reached Brock yet? I see. Well, you let me know, won't you? Thank you. Line's still busy.
Hurry took it off the hook.
Look, why don't we stop mucking about with this guy and just send a car around and drag him in?
Oh, I'd love it. That'll be my pleasure.
And tell him this, will you? That if he's going to start leveling criminal accusations at people, that he's going to have to deal with me.
Okay. Brock, Commissioner for the record, Mr. Brock did come here willingly.
I just love the way you guys put it. Okay, what do you want?
Well, I want you to understand a few things, Brock. Are you aware that it is not only illegal to accept a bribe, but also illegal to offer one?
So?
So, if that story in the paper is true, then your Miss Blake is guilty of a felony, specifically that of offering a city commissioner a bribe.
Oh, come off it. Now, you know as well as I do that that paper made it perfectly clear that she was just trapping Weber. What's more, it's equally clear that Weber was fishing for the bribes. To talk about police work, she did it for you.
How civic-minded of her. Now, I suppose this was done with your knowledge and consent.
No, she told me after the fact. If I was a dishonest person, all I had to do was shut my mouth. My food factory would be operating right now.
So, you went to the press after Rick Weber allegedly accepted a bribe from your employee.
That's right. I sacrificed my own business as a good citizen in order to do this, you see.
If you were a good citizen, you'd have come straight to the police. Instead of that, you went to the press. Now, why did you do that?
Well, because if I came to the police, I would have expected the same kind of treatment I'm getting now.
Now, let's get back to this employee of yours, Ginny Blake. Now, as I understand it, you had no prior knowledge or no advanced knowledge of this alleged bribe.
No.
She never told you that she intended to offer Dr. Weber a bribe?
Of course not.
And why did she do it?
Well, she hates corruption. The woman's got real guts, you know?
Another model citizen.
That's right.
You're aware, I'm sure, that since you were not part of offering of this bribe, nor were you present when it was offered, that at this point your testimony is pure hearsay. Now, is she prepared to testify to that under oath? And is she prepared to swear to all the allegations?
You're asking me? I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
I'd like to. How do I find her?
Beats me.
You mean you don't even know where your own employee is, how to locate her?
Well, she told me she needed a rest, so I gave her some time off. Now, I didn't even ask her where she's gone. She might have gone to New York. She might have gone elsewhere. I don't know.
You realize if you can't produce her, you have no case against Rick Weber.
Well, would you consider that a case?
Photostat copy of a check for $25,000 made out to Rick Weber.
That's right. Jenny Blake made sure she made a copy of it before she gave it to Weber. And she made sure she gave it to me before she left Port Charles.
How prudent of her.
Oh, you can't be too careful these days.
This happens to be a company check.
Why not? She did it for business reasons.
And she's not back at work.
What, are you hard of hearing? That's what I said. Now, look, if there's nothing more, I'll be on my way.
Listen to me, Brock. Now, you started a real mess here, but I intend to finish it. By the time the dust settles around here, it won't be Port Charles and Rick Weber that looks bad.
Oh, yeah? Well, I wish you luck. Because right now, it's precisely the city government and Rick Weber that looks terrible. Now, if you'll excuse me, please, gentlemen.
I think you're winning. That ski trip is just fantastic.
I do, too. I've never won anything before.
It'll do you both so much good, especially Grant. When he dropped off the skis just now, he seemed like his old self again.
I know. You should have seen him when he went off to get ski wax. He was practically skipping out of here.
I envy you both so much.
That's why you and Robert should come with us.
Believe me, I would love to.
Then do. Oh, Holly, it would be so perfect if you two came with us.
If it were up to me, I'd say yes right away. I mean, you know how bored I've been lately. I've been looking for something to do that's exciting.
Then come to Mount Alpine.
I don't know if Robert will take the time off. He's got so much work at the moment, and you know how conscientious he is.
Even a police commissioner is entitled to a few days off.
He hasn't taken a vacation since... I don't even remember when.
Well, that's it then. Make him go. That's all you have to do. Holly, I know you. I know that you can talk him into anything you really want him to do.
Sometimes.
Well, this is one of those times. Will you ask him?
I'll certainly try.
Well, I'm glad you got here so soon. You must be quite disturbed.
We're furious.
Understandably.
Well, we wanted you to know the whole story, most especially about Ginny Blake.
Tell me about her.
Oh, you can sum that up in one sentence. She was a woman who came to us claiming to be Mike's mother.
What?
And wanted him back.
Must have been quite a shock.
It was. She even produced the copy of a birth certificate.
Authentic?
Well, it seemed to be. In fact, we even took recent footprints, now, and compared them, and they compared exactly with the certificate.
To make it a very short story, we concluded that she was, in our opinion, Mike's mother.
How much pressure did she apply to you?
She threatened a court custody battle.
Go on.
Well, it got down to the wire as we were going to get into that court battle, which is something that neither one of us wanted for Mike at all. Then she suddenly decided to drop it.
Did she explain why she changed her mind?
Oh, yeah. She had met with the three of us at the hospital, Mike and Rick and me. And she said she saw how much we were a family and how he really did belong with us and how she couldn't take him away from that. But that she did want to give us money for him because she loved him so much.
Mm-hmm.
Money for what exactly?
Oh, it was to be a contribution to his education.
Yeah.
Neither one of us wanted that. We told her we didn't want it. But she began to insist, and it got to a point where we thought we had better accept it.
Well, she had said she would give up all claim to him and drop the custody suit.
And, she did give you this money, right?
Yes, she asked me to meet her at her hotel room, which I did, and she gave me $25,000.
A lot of this is all starting to make sense. One thing is very obvious, that Mr. Brock is very adroit at setting people up. This Ginny Blake seems to have left the scene as well.
Where is she?
Well, according to Brock, the poor girl needed a rest. Now, that may turn out to be a mixed blessing.
I don't understand.
Well, as long as she chooses to stay away, there can be no proceedings against Rick.
Well, that's good.
Well, as far as it goes, but without her, your name can never be truly cleared. In effect, Brock has won in that he's set out to defame you.
Look, I'm sure I could get a photocopy of that check and just swear under oath that it's exactly what it was. It was for Mike's education.
Brock turned over a photostat copy of that check to me. Now, it's not going to really help your cause that it turned out to be on a company check.
You're right. I remember noticing it at the time.
Oh, wonderful. This is just getting worse and worse, and there's just so much we can keep from Mike.
Does he know that this Ginny Blake claims to be his mother?
No.
No. Even if she is his mother. Too many unanswered questions.
All right, how will you get the answers for him?
Old-fashioned police work. We dig. Above all, we've got to buy a bit of time. First, we've got to find this Ginny Blake.
But in the meantime...
Well, there's nothing more you can do. I suggest you go home and try to go about your lives. I'll keep you posted.
Well, we're willing to cooperate. Anything that's necessary. Just let us know.
We'll talk soon.
Anytime you say, and Robert, I thank you very much.
Appreciate it. So much for being in the public eye.
Well, it has quite a few perks. This isn't one of them.
Thanks, Gary.
We'll talk.
Sorry to interrupt, darling, but you are about to be kidnapped.
Oh? By whom and for what?
By Grant and Celia. And me, too. They want us to go skiing with them, and I would love to go, so please say yes.
Holly, I'm up to my numbers in work around here.
So when weren't you? You can take a couple of days off.
What?
Please say yes.
No, I mean, I can't. Part of the work is this Rick Brock business.
I know, I just saw Rick and Leslie in the hall. They said that nothing will be happening for at least a few days.
Yeah, well, that may be. But, I've got other cases, you know.
All the more reason for you to take a few days off. Just think how fresh your mind will be after a few days away.
Yeah, well, it's a great bit of reasoning, but my mind is pretty fresh right now.
Could be even fresher after 2 or 3 days away on skis.
Yeah, what if I bust open my skull? Look, Holly, I'll tell you this, but I don't know the first thing about skiing.
Really?
Yeah.
But I do, darling. And teaching you could be so much fun. You do trust me as your teacher, don't you?
Implicitly.
Oh, well, then we're on, aren't we?
You know, I never will understand how you can just jackboot your way into my office here and just twist me around your little finger.
Is that a yes?
It's a yes, we'll go.